Hey, this is Mark Washington from MTC Media. Looking at the line, the props, and the line and the props for the Dallas Cowboys and San Francisco 49ers game. San Francisco is getting 3 points there, and the over under is 51 and a half. The line again, that's one of those things is what do you expect now? Heard a lot of people talking about taking the under today, thinking that if San Francisco is going to win this game, it's going to be because of ball control and that they'll be able to run on the Dallas defense. And that could be the case. If that's what you're thinking, then maybe that 51 and a half is a little bit too big. Now, look, at the time of this taping, the line could have changed. I got this line a little bit earlier, and the lines have been changed. I know this morning, over under on passing yards for Dak Prescott was something like 282 and a half. And then when I looked this afternoon, it was 291 and a half. So, it's one of those things. If you see something that you like, it might be better if you get it at that time. Because if you wait sometimes with the NFL playoffs, because there's such a low number of games, the action is all on that small number, and with money flying out on this side, that side, those numbers are going to change and sometimes frequently change, and not only on the point spread and the over under on the total, but also on player props. So again, if you see something, definitely take it at the time that you see it if you feel comfortable with it. So my picks, starting on that Dallas side, Ezekiel Elliott has been struggling a bit with his health, doesn't have that usual bounce. I know Tony Pollard had been hurt, but reports this morning said they was close to 100%. I like Tony Pollard over 32 and a half yards rushing. He could get that easily on 5 carries, 6 carries. He doesn't need necessarily 10, 12, 13 carries to get it. And if he gets it, that 7 to 10 range is a good range for him. 32 and a half yards is certainly achievable. At least it was 32 and a half yards when I checked it earlier. Dak Prescott, over a half an interception this morning or early this afternoon, was plus 125. I definitely jumped on that. I don't think that Prescott will necessarily have a clean sheet today. There's a lot of value because you're getting that plus 125. There's a lot of value in it. Even if he doesn't get it, it's certainly worth the quote unquote, the investment in him throwing at least one, especially against that 49er defense. And then sticking with that, if you look down on BetMGM, you can see a sliding scale of passing yards for the quarterback. So not necessarily the 291 and a half, which is a fixed number over under. Prescott throwing over 300 yards passing was at plus 125. Again, you're getting a plus with Prescott. If you don't think that Dallas will be able to run the ball today because of the 49ers defense, a couple of those Dak props are good plays. The interceptions, because if he's throwing it 40 times, 45 times, it increases the likelihood that you'll get one in the over 300 yards. Because again, if he's throwing that much, it's the likelihood when you're throwing the CeeDee Lamb, when you're throwing the Amari Cooper, that's also realistically achievable. I did not like anything on the San Francisco 49ers side. So if you see someone on the San Francisco 49ers side, go ahead. But again, I like Pollard over the 32 and a half yards rushing, Dak to throw at least one interception at plus 125, and for Prescott to throw over 300 yards at plus 125. This is Mark Washington from MTC Media.